So we must complete an exercise, controlling greed, anger, and delusion, healing the wounds from our journey from the moment we were born until now. That is what we must do. Because with enjoyment comes suffering, and if we refuse, if we don't want to look deeply, if we don't want to acknowledge our wounds, they will continue to pull the strings and control our lives. They make us insensitive to the conditions of happiness we have, the happiness we deserve, the happiness we should be able to die without feeling anything. Why? Because inside it is unstable, it is strange. If we don't resolve it, don't heal it, this life is no longer our life. We live as a mere existence, day after day, which is incredibly tragic. When you have time to sit still, calm your mind and dwell deeply in the present moment, to be able to look deeply into the heart of all things and events. For example, look at a leaf that once pitched its tent under a tree, to see the journey of a leaf from month to month, from when it first appeared. It is born until it turns yellow and falls, and then we ask ourselves where the leaf comes from and where it goes. Or spending months on the beach watching the cycles of birth and death, observing the phenomena of life and death, and then realizing the true nature of life. There is no birth and death, it is just the surface of the water. It is water, and water has no birth and death. Water is unborn and undying. We are just a part of the universe, created by heaven and earth. When we find our true selves, the flower, the dewdrop, the leaf, the sky, the clouds, the people around us, all things, because all these individuals are constantly interacting and nourishing us, right? Because our nature is egolessness. We do not have a separate self. We are always created by many elements around us. Therefore, we see that we are not just this small physical form, but also those other selves. All the objects around us are also us. Is this too difficult? If it's not too difficult, then skip it, but don't skip it for too long. Temporarily skip it, because it's a truth of the universe, a secret of life that we must grasp. When we live with that truth, we will no longer be afraid of life's changes, of human transformations, of the ups and downs in our own lives, of death. We must find our true self before we move on to another life. Having come to this life, we cannot be indifferent to the question of seeking the truth. Who am I? What am I here for in this life? When we answer the first question, we will answer the second. When we answer the first question, for example, this is the answer of the Buddha, of the enlightened ones, of the Zen masters, of the spiritual teachers, that we are a part of heaven and earth. We are not a separate individual. Clearly, if you pinch your nose for a few minutes without air, you die, right? You die without water for a few days. You die without sunlight, and when you wake up tomorrow morning, imagine all of humanity disappearing, vanishing like a pandemic, leaving only you alive. Would you survive? What's the point of living? To show off to whom? To confront whom? To express your love to whom? Love would be meaningless. You'd probably die too. Now, if your entire family were gone, how could you survive, let alone the rest of humanity? We live because they need us and we need them. But need doesn't mean to exploit. Let's just enjoy it. What we need is to nurture, cultivate, care for, love, and respect each other until you feel that respecting someone, loving someone, and treating someone kindly is no longer a responsibility or duty, it's an enjoyment. I deeply enjoy the psychological state of sharing my good things with others, uplifting someone's life, soothing their suffering and pain. I feel incredibly happy. I feel incredibly expansive. I feel beautiful. The beauty is absolutely stunning. It means you have touched upon the beautiful meaning of life. It means you are living in a spirit of selflessness, and selflessness is the principle of heaven and earth. If heaven and earth nurture us, we must nurture heaven and earth in return. If the community, society, family, and loved ones nurture us, we must nurture them in return. That is a very natural principle, and when we follow that natural order, we live in harmony, peace, and tranquility. But if we don't understand this, if we are blinded by ignorance, if we keep serving our ego, taking all the advantages for ourselves, and shifting the responsibilities, difficulties, and bad things onto others, then heaven and earth will watch us, the universe will target us, and we cannot escape. We must follow the law of cause and effect and dependent origination. If we live without kindness and nurturing, only focusing on enjoyment, without contributing, sharing, or sacrificing, then heaven and earth will take everything back, bringing calamities to restore balance. Our plans cannot surpass heaven's plans. That's how it is. We know that the universe's power is immense, and the pandemic once again confirms this. No matter how talented you are, no matter how high your position in society, no matter how well you have prepared for life's journey, then fate intervened, and COVID appeared. Could we escape? We couldn't, so we had to be kind to heaven and earth, to find a way of life that harmonizes with the earth, with humanity, and so that we would be protected and supported by heaven and earth, creating favorable conditions for us to take deep root and stand firm in this life. And neuroscientists in Western societies a few years ago sounded a very loud alarm, surprising Americans and Westerners. They argued that the greatest happiness in life is not about manipulation, struggle, or conquest, not about satisfaction or contentment, because when you're satisfied with something, your nerves get very tense, right? Satisfaction mixed with anxiety, worry, and fear, that's not happiness. The greatest happiness for a human being, before even considering the greatest things, is contentment, inner peace. It's not being controlled by desires, hatred, or resentment, and the pinnacle of happiness is sharing. We used to think that the greatest happiness was the pursuit and manipulation of material comforts, but the Buddha and enlightened beings say that's completely wrong. And we don't need their warnings. We've experienced it ourselves, especially the COVID-19 pandemic. Those things can lose their meaning at any time, and only those with strong physical and mental resilience survive. And what is mental resilience? It's living selflessly, living with compassion, not self-centeredness, living with understanding, rich in spiritual values, rich in peace and serenity. A life of abundant relaxation can be said to be the ideal model for humanity in the coming years. It's not about being a successful person with power and wealth. Rather, the most attractive ideal model is someone who is full of peaceful, loving energy. We all possess the seeds and potential for these qualities. External success is something some achieve, some don't. But the seeds of peace, love, and kindness are something that heaven and earth have designed for each of us. We just need faith to turn inward, to invest in them, to cultivate them, to refine them. Isn't it true that when we appear before someone and can offer peaceful smiles, speak gentle words, extend a helping hand, and guide them along a path of peace, we become incredibly valuable individuals? Such people are rare and precious in this world. Why shouldn't we be one of them? That is what gives life its greatest meaning. It means living life to the fullest when you see yourself as having many valuable qualities that make this life better, at least bringing peace and happiness to your loved ones, helping them and yourself to live more deeply, to experience the wondrous gifts of nature each day. There are two fundamental things that give meaning to life. Firstly, to live as deeply as possible in each moment of life. Seeing a flower bloom is a wonder. Seeing a dewdrop and the sparkling morning is a wonder. Hearing birds sing is a wonder. Walking freely on one's own 2 feet, drinking a cup of tea is a wonder. That is, one becomes rich. That is the first meaning. And secondly, each day, in the morning, one offers joy. In the afternoon, one helps others alleviate suffering. One's presence alleviates the pain and sorrow of others, inviting positive energy, self-belief, and faith in life. It opens the heart of the individual, making them more open-minded instead of narrow-minded and selfish. It allows them to step outside their wounds, to observe and care for them instead of identifying with them and being submerged in them. How much merit, how much beauty, and tomorrow, even if one were to ascend to heaven, there would be no regrets, because one has lived. This moment is truly profound and valuable. I'm not saying you should abandon the life you are living. I'm not advocating that you stop doing business and become a monk or a nun. I'm just telling you to find a way of life where you can earn a living, just enough to keep things basic, and dedicate more time to living deeply, to live a life that is rich in value and meaning, so that every moment you feel you are truly living, you are satisfied, you are proud of yourself. When you are satisfied and proud of yourself, you gain immense self-confidence, which becomes an incredible strength that nothing in this life can bring you down. But when every moment you are constantly disappointed in yourself, feeling insignificant and small, despising yourself, how can others respect you? When those around you don't see your value and you don't see your value either, you just want to leave this life. What's the point of living? That's why we need these moments of quiet reflection. Tonight, instead of turning on the TV or browsing on your phone, please take the time to give yourself a chance to sit quietly. If you're tired or sleepy, you can wake up early tomorrow morning. Listening to the Dharma assembly all day allows you to reflect on life, asking yourself, where am I going? Where am I standing on the path to happiness? Have I found happiness yet? Or will I have to wait another 200 years? The Buddha said, if you want happiness, it's now or never. Now or never. Don't postpone it until tomorrow. It's just a way of grasping something more. When you still don't understand that happiness belongs to the soul, when the soul is at peace, free from worries, then you can face any situation, whether hardship, failure, or abandonment. It doesn't matter. Once the mind is at peace, everything seems bright and colorful. What's special about humans is that when we create inner peace and happiness, we immediately move to a different state, a different channel, a desire to share, to contribute tirelessly and unconditionally. But if the inner self is still lacking, still burdened with many things, then no matter how much we give or help, there will always be hidden conditions and demands that we ourselves don't even realize. Therefore, kindness and living kindly can be a key word for us to pursue. To become a kind person is someone who doesn't bother others. A kind person is someone who, wherever they are and whatever they do, bestows joy, happiness, and value upon those around them. That is the ideal model. Even though life is full of pressure and stress, when we meditate, of course, we desire peace and tranquility. But peace and tranquility during meditation are only a temporary state. After meditation, it ends, and we return to life with its chaotic and anxious states. Therefore, while seeking such a temporary state is necessary, it is not the ultimate goal. My goal is to learn how to be mindful in all states, whether peaceful or not, so that I can recognize and observe it. This recognition and observation, this pure awareness, is the important part of meditation practice. Because when I maintain this pure awareness for a long time and firmly, afflictions will have less chance to return, and later I will achieve states of peace that are very stable and I can control myself. As for the states of peace in the early stages of meditation, they come by luck, chance, or because the space and context at that time are very suitable for the mind to be at peace. Don't overestimate it. Don't feel that it's too special. Just acknowledge that your mind is at peace and return to self-control. Be mindful to know that states are impermanent, come and go. There's no need to glorify or praise them. There's no need to search or chase after anything. A meditator doesn't chase after anything. They don't become attached to anything. Neither being stuck on anything is acceptable. A meditator must be free, meaning they must detach themselves from both states of anxiety and states of peace, observing them from the outside rather than becoming one with them. Becoming one with them will only make them victims of the search and pursuit of greed, giving rise to anger, all products of ignorance. Therefore, recognize your tendency to seek states of peace and practice stepping back to observe without becoming attached or chasing after them.